Brody Hubbard's Video of the Damned takes on The Seeding. Magnet Releasing and XYZ Films present an Out of the Ether production in association with Garland Pictures, a Magnet release, The Seeding, written and directed by Barnaby Clay, and starring Scott Haze and Caitlin Sheil. In theaters and on digital, Friday, January 26th, 2024. Thanks and love, as always, to Ted Gagan for allowing the advanced screening, and to Stephanie Malone and the Morbidly Beautiful Network for hosting the review. Now, while Barnaby Clay has done a ton of great music video work and short films, as well as the Mick Rock documentary, this is his first narrative feature film. Scott Haze came out of the Stella Adler Conservatory and Playhouse West. He's been in Venom, Jurassic World Dominion, Antlers, What Josiah Saw, and he's frequently collaborated with James Franco, who has directed adaptations of the Cormac McCarthy novel Child of God, and William Faulkner's As I Lay Dying and The Sound and the Fury, all of which Haze has roles in. Horror fans should recognize Caitlin Sheil from VHS, where she's in the second honeymoon segment. And You're Next, you see her right at the beginning with Larry Fessenden. Sheil has also been in quite a number of projects written and directed by Amy Seimetz, her You're Next co-star, including Sun Don't Shine, She Dies Tomorrow, and the Starz series The Girlfriend Experience. And she plays the waitress in Rick Alverson's The Comedy starring Tim Heidecker. There's also this kind of documentary, kind of fiction thing called Kate Plays Christine, where it's Kate playing herself, playing Christine Chubbuck, but it's also a documentary about Christine. We're going to have to do a whole episode about it.
Hello? Hello?
I'll do my utmost to avoid spoilers in the following review. If you want, you're welcome to turn this off, go see the movie, it's great, but if you want a bit of background on it first, everything I'm going to say is baked into the premise, the trailer, even the press materials for the film, and there were things that I felt impressions of that were then confirmed when I read what Barnaby Clay had to say. And so we'll get into that as well. Let's start with the setting. So it happens to be all shot in Utah, but it's portraying the high desert outside of Los Angeles. We know that because the protagonist has a California driver's license, but also because Clay, like myself, loves Joshua Tree in the Yucca Valley. He's a photographer, this character, and he's taking pictures in nature, and a boy comes along. The boy's lost. The boy says he can't find his parents, and so our protagonist tries to help, and in following him gets lost himself, stumbles upon a house pretty much in the middle of nowhere, and there's a woman living inside who has ambiguous reasons for being there and poor communication skills to indicate why she's there, and a pack of feral boys show up in the area as well. What ensues is all tied into familial themes. So it's not just hillbilly horror, The Hills Have Eyes. You can kind of draw a line to A24 elevated horror, Hereditary, as far as exploring those themes of family. And sure enough, Clay is married to Karen O, the singer of the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. They had a baby, and he started to feel some type of way about what it is to be a father and the man's role in the birthing of that baby, the raising of that baby. And so we see where that might come into play between our hero, the damsel in distress, possibly, and these boys in the area, who are very Children of the Corn level scary, very Lord of the Flies cruel. And what happens as far as the passage of time, how long our characters are in this space, I will not go into further detail. I will say that there is kind of an act structure that's broken up with these beautiful kind of title cards that are like cycles of the moon and harvest and things like that. So if there is any jumping around as far as time goes, you have those markers there to kind of help that. Look, I really want you to experience this for yourself. The actors are great, Haze and Sheil, and these young and teenage boys who are part of the cast, just really excellent. I really was immersed in the circumstances of what was happening between the characters, and you do start to feel for people. You do start to root for them, worry about them, and oh, the imagery. There is some frightening imagery here, um, in flashes and in very thrilling, almost action sequences. And this all takes place in, like I said, the desert. So a little hillbilly horror, a little bit elevated horror, um, and a little bit of that, that family horror. Um, I mean, it's a tale as old as time and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, as far as, or to be fair, Gothic literature. What happens when you wander into a dilapidated house that is not yours and find out the inner workings of a family. And maybe they become a family, but you will have to see for yourself. The Seeding, Friday, January 26th, in theaters and on digital platforms.